Jab again. 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 Up. Right roll. Let's roll.
Hook right here. Right hand hook. Hook it. Hook right hand.
At 49, Floyd Mayweather appears in recent training footage moving with impressive speed and controlled explosive energy throughout intense gym sessions.
Slide and drop. Punch it, wait till help you go. Drop, drop. Walk it. Hitch it. Hitch it. Six. Punch it. Hitch it.
Short. Look at it.
Watch it. I step back like I have my distance. That's why I step. See, I have my distance. Fighters don't know their distance. You gotta know your distance.
Floyd Mayweather trains hard during camp, still looking sharp, fast, precise, and technically refined despite approaching 50 years of age.
Cool.
Hitch it. Touch. Again, touch the gun. Hitch it.
It's a roll.
Touch, hitch it.
Cool.
In the training camp to boost speed and strengthen legs, Floyd is regularly seen performing intense rope skipping exercises. Johnny Nelson says Floyd is still faster, more powerful, and sharper than Mike, and looks younger while hitting bags inside the ring.
He's still got the run craft. It's like me getting in the ring with a 14-year-old kid that doesn't know half as what I know, but he's got the pace, he's got the movement. And even though Floyd's 48, he'll still have more movement and pace than Mike. So then it's going to be, I want to get him. So to me, it's one of those you want to watch between your eyes. But when I heard, I thought, wow, really? But then you're going up against Floyd Mayweather. This guy was unbeaten as a fighter. He still physically has ring craft. He still physically can move about the ring and do what he has to do. I think for Mike Tyson, he's going to be very frustrated. He will want to lay a shot on him to get rid of him. But unfortunately, you slow down, Father Time gets the better of us all. And even though I think when it comes to a fan's favourite, I'm quite sure most of the fans I'd love to see Mike Tyson put Floyd in his place. And that's probably what will be the attraction as well. But you've got to remember, Mike Tyson's 59 years old. You've got to remember.
Floyd Mayweather continues to push himself through demanding training sessions during camp. Even as he gets close to 50 years old, he still appears extremely sharp. His movements remain quick, his punches accurate, and his overall technique shows the same level of polish and discipline that defined his prime years inside the ring.
Yeah, I'll be able to beat him. I mean, remember when Floyd fought Manny Pacquiao? Like, he waited until Manny got knocked spark out from Marquez, and then he was like, yeah, now's my time to fight him. I just don't believe that Floyd would have fought Mike Tyson if Mike Tyson didn't fight Jake Paul. But Floyd seen that Mike Tyson couldn't hardly walk to the ring. When he got to the ring, he couldn't move around. Jake Paul was running circles around him. And that being said, I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan, like huge. But we see what Floyd's doing here. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get in there with Mike Tyson, who couldn't do anything with Jake Paul. I'm going to get millions of dollars. Well, yeah, I'm up for that. But again, I don't blame Floyd Mayweather for doing this. In boxing, I always say, you know, there's not much money in it for the regular people like me and you if you're a fighter. But for someone like Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson, they earned absolutely millions.
During camp, Floyd is frequently seen using intense rope skipping drills to improve his hand speed and build stronger legs. These sessions are not light workouts, they are high-energy routines designed to maintain rhythm, agility, and endurance, helping him preserve the explosive movement that has always been a key part of his fighting style.
Mike Tyson exhibition, and then it's going to happen April 25th in Congo. That's the plan right now.
In the Congo? Wait, is Don King part of this? It's in the Congo?
Let's bring him back, right?
Hey, let my people go, baby. Let's get it.
These are the only two living icons, boxing icons. Mike Tyson is an icon. All right, Floyd Mayweather, that's debatable. But Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, that's debate. I mean, by now they're probably icons. Mike Tyson, icon versus icon, in an exhibition effort, you might as well. I want to say this though. If you guys thought Mike Tyson was pulling punches against Jake Paul and that wasn't real, well, he ain't gonna pull no punches against Floyd. Like, that dude has shown that he hated. Remember his faint punch at Floyd? Legend joining us tonight. Floyd ain't moving.
Johnny Nelson observed that Floyd looks quicker, stronger, and more precise than Mike when working on the heavy bags. He also mentioned that Floyd appears noticeably younger in his movement and reaction time while training inside the ring, suggesting that his conditioning and discipline are still operating at an elite level.
People that always thought that Floyd Mayweather had financial troubles because of the money he owed to the IRS, because of the terrible, terrible business and real estate investments that he's made, and apparently some of these have gone under, and he is owed back rent, or he is owing back rent, and he is delinquent on a lot of payments for a lot of different things right now. These things seem to have added up for Floyd, and now it's pretty apparent that not only is he doing these, bank robbery style exhibitions, but it looks like he absolutely needs to do it, which is very, very sad. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Floyd Mayweather as an individual outside of the ring, but I never want to see athletes have their money mismanaged or mismanage their own money so badly that they go broke in retirement, and it looks like that's kind of what's happening. And here's a snippet from Business Insider because it made me want to pay for the
Tony Jeff expressed the opinion that Floyd's decision to face Mike is largely driven by the massive attention the fight could generate. He believes exhibition bouts can attract huge viewership, especially after Mike's fight with Jake captured record-breaking interest and drew global attention to the spectacle of crossover and legend matchups.
If you're a fighter, so we've got to make as much money as we can while we can, and then get out of the sport. But with these two, they're multi-millionaires. And I want to get into the tail of the tape and talk about exactly the records and all of that stuff with it. But first, I just want to say, I believe that these are doing this for different things. Mike Tyson is doing it purely for the money. Purely for the money. Floyd is doing it for the money as well, but also, I believe Floyd's doing it for that limelight. You've seen the numbers that Mike Tyson, Jake Paul got, and I think this is the most viewed fight of all time, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. I might be wrong in saying that, but I'm sure it was. It was hosted on Netflix. And Floyd's been one in the past with his ego that he wants to just, be in that limelight all the time. And when you're not in the limelight all the time, you want to have that limelight. Floyd's got all of the money.
Since both fighters are regarded as legendary figures in boxing, many observers feel the primary purpose of this matchup is financial opportunity rather than adding anything meaningful to their already established legacies. The fight is seen more as an entertainment event built around star power than a contest meant to redefine their careers.
Of Carl Froch viewed that as an endorsement. Look, man, I'm just working. It's a big opportunity to be on Netflix. I didn't put the fight together. I'm not paying these guys. So, let's chill out. But all right, I'm not going to poo-poo this. I just don't know what CSI is. And the way it was presented made me think that there was a secondary press release to come, that they'll be involved in some sort of virtual boxing thing. It just didn't seem real. You know why it didn't seem real? I'll tell you why. There's no date attached to it. There's no venue attached to it. Forget rules. Exhibition, not exhibition, weight. I mean, here's a guy who fought a heavyweight fighting forget all that. These things can get figured out. the fine details. The fact that it was announced, why announce something with no date or location attached to it? You know, trying to get some investors or something like that.
But maybe also testing the waters. If the response was overwhelmingly positive, maybe you go, okay, we move forward. If the response is muted or negative, maybe you go, okay, we're not going to actually do this. You know, you lob it out there as a way to poll the public, and then make an adjustment.
So you don't think it happens?
I do not think it happens. I just don't think there will be enough interest. I know they have huge name value. There's zero after the last performance by Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. I don't think there's going to be interest in seeing Mike Tyson do that again. I think if this match was made on the heels of Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr., I think this would be blockbuster. I think people would be falling over themselves.
Wade Plemons shared that watching a legendary name like Floyd competing at this stage of his life can feel somewhat disappointing. In his view, it creates the impression that the main motivation behind stepping back into the ring is financial reward rather than competitive ambition or legacy build.
There's reporting that Floyd Mayweather could be facing money trouble, citing an estimated $54 million in debt, property foreclosures, multiple lawsuits piling up. Mayweather's attorney strongly denies he's any kind of financial distress, but the headlines aren't slowing down. $54 million alleged dollars in debt. So it makes sense why they would want to do this, and it's strictly for money, let's be honest. This is a clear money grab, but this is going to be a terrible fight. This is not going to be a fight that anyone outside of watching Mike Tyson walk to the ring and the idea that maybe he'll knock out the little guy in Floyd that Tyson for a long time didn't like. You know, for a long time called Floyd a small little angry man or a small little scared man because he couldn't walk his kids to school by himself, mainly because Floyd had, he kind of disrespected Muhammad Ali, who was Mike Tyson's favorite fighter and one that he would never put himself above. But Mike's 60 years old. And if there was a time for Mike to get him and knock him out or whatever, it never would have happened because they were in completely different weight classes and XYZ. If you wanted to settle it outside of boxing, that's one thing.
Tony Jeff also spoke about Floyd Mayweather's personal motivation, suggesting that ego may be playing a bigger role than competition. He highlighted how the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight recently became one of the most watched boxing events, drawing massive global attention. According to Jeff, Floyd, known for his confidence and love for the spotlight, may find it difficult to accept being overshadowed by another headline event. Jeff believes this situation fuels Floyd's desire to return and reclaim the spotlight, with the aim of surpassing those viewership numbers and reminding the boxing world of his drawing power. He explained that Floyd has always thrived on attention, records, and setting new standards, and even a short absence from the limelight can challenge that sense of dominance. Jeffer further pointed out that this drive seems less about legacy or sporting achievement and more about proving continued relevance and unmatched appeal within the boxing business. From this perspective, Floyd's comeback appears to be motivated by both spectacle and the pursuit of record-breaking attention, something that many fighters and fans like me and you can understand when competitive pride and public recognition are involved. So, Ariel Helwani recently shared his thoughts on the possibility of upcoming boxing events, stressing that there is still considerable uncertainty surrounding several major matchups. He explained that while some figures, including Carl Froch, interpreted certain announcements as confirmations, the reality behind the scenes is far more complicated. Ariel clarified that his role is purely as an observer and journalist, not someone involved in organizing or funding these fights, and he emphasized that important details such as dates, venues, and rule structures remain unclear. He also addressed the growing discussion around Mike Tyson, noting that after Tyson's exhibition with Jake Paul, enthusiasm for another similar event appears somewhat limited. Ariel suggested that if a major matchup had taken place immediately after Tyson's bout with Roy Jones Jr., it might have delivered blockbuster momentum, but the timing following the Jake Paul fight reduces the level of excitement. He pointed out that Tyson will be approaching 60, while Mayweather has spent a period outside the spotlight, creating uncertainty about how strong public interest would be. Ariel additionally discussed the promotional strategy of releasing vague announcements, explaining that it can serve as a way to measure fan reaction or attract potential investors before final commitments are made. His analysis reflects a deeper understanding of boxing's promotional business, while also capturing the complicated expectations surrounding Tyson, Mayweather, and the audience's anticipation for legend-driven events.